you're watching Gravitas. Now, US President Donald Trump has delivered a blow to the Trans-Pacific Partnership by refusing to join it. India may be believed but faces the prospect of a more protectionist world. Take a look at this report.
The Trans-Pacific Partnership is not happening, at least not with the US on board. President Donald Trump has already signed an executive order withdrawing the US from the TPP. His move may have been quietly applauded in India, which was concerned that the TPP could result in its exports to markets like the US being closed off. At the same time, India could not seek membership of the TPP. Apart from steeply slashing trade tariffs, the TPP laid down norms for admissions, including intellectual property rights. Members needed to conform to environment obligations. There were also human rights and labor requirements. There is a view that TPP could have helped India raise its own manufacturing and services standards, and its competitive wages and underutilized potential could have been effectively leveraged. But for now, India has to cope with the slide towards a more protectionist world. With Bureau Inputs, Jessica Taneja for WION.
All right, let's talk more about this. Joining me right now is Mr. Ramupendra Das. He's an economist. He joins me from New Delhi. Thank you so much, Mr. Das, for joining us on the show. Firstly, is this a good move for the United States strategically and economically? What do you think?
Well, I do not think that given the context, this would have been a good move for the US as such. But if you see it from the perspective of the global economic and trading regime, I think it would augur well for several countries, especially those in the developing world, because it had provisions perhaps that were unsurmountable given the level of development that is actually a daunting challenge for many developing countries. And given this, I feel that it is good that what was actually being incorporated in the TPP should actually be handled, negotiated, and implemented at the multilateral negotiations of the Doha round of WTO. So in that sense, I would say that for the world at large, it is a good thing. But at the same time, if US gives indication through this of protectionism, I don't think that this is going to be a good thing for the global trade, investment, and economic
And what about
relations.
strategically? Will it help the United States?
Well, I don't know, but I have been saying this, that the entire move is to ensure American jobs. And little do people realize that in America and other countries, through international cooperation, you do generate jobs. Sometimes you generate jobs in other countries, but then with the help of that, you minimize cost and expand your scale of economic activity, and that actually helps you generate further jobs. So you have to ask a more fundamental question. Why is it that the jobs are not increasing in say, US and other developing countries? Maybe technology is displacing labor. And at the same time, you should also feel happy that through global interdependence and through global supply chains, you have been able to actually sustain your economies. Otherwise, you would not be importing from China or other countries.
Also, Mr. Das, a lot has been talked about. Everybody, points out that, yes, we're looking at a more protectionist world with this action and the way Donald Trump has really come about. But throw some more light on how, this withdrawal, what will it mean for India? Will it work for India, and how?
It will definitely work for India, because if you see the pronouncement made by President Trump in his campaign, he is not averse to bilateral economic relations and trade relations. That he has been saying that he will be doing it. And he will put America first. Now, both these things are not contradictory. And in fact, anybody would like to ensure this for his or her economy. So, to the extent that he is looking after American interests and trying to ensure that through bilateral negotiations and trade deals, I think it may not be a bad thing for a country like India. But at the same time, this does not mean that we need to insulate ourselves and become autarkic in a world where you actually have global interdependence in business and commercial relations.
Right. Also, my last question to you, Mr. Das, do you see the TPP surviving in its present form post the United States withdrawing from it?
Well, Japan has been trying to resurrect it, and its provisions do allow for its sustenance. But I would not be very optimistic, because it is not just TPP, it is going to have heavy clouds on TTIP, which is US and Europe deal. And given these trends, I think it may be...
All right, Mr. Das, thanks so much. We're losing your link over there. So will the TPP survive this withdrawal from the US? The experts seem to suggest that it won't, or will it transform into something else? That remains to be seen. That's all that we have for you on this edition of Gravitas. News and updates continue on the other side of a very short break. I'm Sana Khan. Good night and thanks for watching.